guys, it's Ash. Tonight I just wanted to quickly share with you what's in our seasonal book basket. So this is the basket that I keep out in my living room, and every season or change in holiday I like to switch out the books. I keep a combination of books we own and library books in here, so my kids have something a little bit fresh that'll keep them interested and excited, and I keep it right down on the floor in our living room so they can just run up to it and grab books out anytime that they want. So let me just go ahead and show you what I have going on in here now for Christmas and the beginning of winter. The first book I want to show you is this Baby Lit A Christmas Carol. I'm a huge fan of the Baby Lit series, so last year I got my daughter both this and the Nutcracker from the Baby Lit series so that she could have both of those for our collection. Last year she was really little and I packed them away right after Christmas, and then this year I got them out a few weeks ago and she's just been loving them ever since, and my 4-year-old has been loving them as well. The Nutcracker here has not been actually quite as popular as A Christmas Carol. I'm not totally sure why, because my son actually really likes other versions of the Nutcracker that he's been enjoying this year. That's Not My Reindeer is a new one for us. If you watched my Christmas box video, you saw that I gave this to my daughter in her Christmas box this year, which rather than a New Year's Eve box, I gave a Christmas box on the 1st of December. And I chose a touchy-feely book because my daughter is really into touchy-feely stuff. If I didn't mention before, she's about 18 months old, and so she really likes lifting flaps and also just touching and feeling, and these Usborne books have really nice thick pages, really good quality touchy-feely things in them. Mice skating is new to me. I just got this from the library just a few days ago, and I mostly got it because it just looks adorable, and I knew my son would really like the mouse in here because he's really into the idea. I think ever since we watched Cinderella is maybe where he got this from. He's really into the idea of like little mice wearing clothes and wanting to find a mouse and make it some clothes and help it somehow, or he has, you know, all kinds of fantasy scenarios involving little mice, so I knew he would like this little mouse on the cover, and it is a really adorable book. A few years ago, my son went through a phase, or rather, it lasted for a few years, but it seems to be over the past year or so, where he was obsessed with Frozen. And so we got him this Frozen book back then, and he still likes to look at this book every once in a while. And it's just kind of a very simple counting book. This was given as a gift to my now 4-year-old several years ago, so when he was maybe, I don't know if he was around 2 at the time, but he's been loving it ever since, and now my daughter also loves it. It's just these funny faces, pretty much exactly like the cover, except there's different faces like a Christmas tree and elves and other things like that with the same googly eyes sticking through. And for whatever reason, they just both love it. I got this Usborne book of little Christmas stories from the library, and it's so adorable. The little stories in here are so cute and sweet and short. I really like it. This is just a classic, obviously. It's, you know, I don't think that our Christmas bookshelf would be complete without this one. This Elmos Countdown to Christmas is probably my daughter's favorite book right now. And it's funny because we don't actually watch that much Sesame Street around here, but Elmo, she's just absolutely in love with, and my son is really into Cookie Monster, so they both really like this, but she likes it the most, I think, because she just really is into lifting the flaps, and there's tons of flaps to lift in here. Christmas Parade, I have to confess I have not read Christmas Parade yet. I just picked this up from the library the other day, but we're huge Sandra Boynton fans, so I expect we'll probably really like it. Pick a Pinetree is super cute. I just got it from the library, and honestly, I'm glad I did, because even though it's super cute, I love the aesthetic and the illustrations and everything. The whole book kind of leads towards saying you should host a Christmas tree decorating party, so I think that it would be best for a family who does host a Christmas tree decorating party. For our little family, we don't do that. We decorate the tree on our own, and we have no desire to do it differently. So I feel like for us, it kind of suggests something that then we're really not going to do. So it's not like an ideal fit for our family, is I guess what I'm saying, but I do think it's a lovely book. last stop on the Reindeer Express is really nice, and I have kind of mixed feelings about it though, in the sense that this is another book that's really lovely but maybe not a perfect fit for our family. And what I mean by that is that I think this book is a perfect fit for someone who has a loved one who's far away. And I mean, of course, we do have some loved ones that are far away at Christmas, but I think if we had a loved one who is closer to us, who is further away, like I'm thinking maybe a military family where the father can't be there at Christmas, or someone who, I guess what I'm saying is a loved one whom you're used to spending a lot of time with and who your children are used to having around, and then for whatever reason this Christmas they're not around. This would be maybe the ideal book for you. But it is really a very sweet, very cute book, and it has some flaps in it to lift, but it's not a cardboard book or anything, it's just regular paper, so I have to be very careful. I'm very nervous that my daughter's going to rip it, and I mean, we like to take care of our own books, but also this is a library book, so I definitely don't want it to get hurt. So it's a little bit dainty for our taste right now, but it is really lovely, and both my son and my daughter actually bring me this book to read a lot, so they're both really liking it. About a year ago or so, my son got super into Mr. Min, and my husband acquired a bunch of random Mr. Min books from him secondhand. And this is one of them, and it's actually one of my favorites. It's kind of a cute night before Christmas story. Here's one that really I've just included because it's wintry rather than being, you know, holiday specific, obviously. It's not even really a wintry story if you're familiar with it. It's really about zoo animals, but I think being that it's called Polar Bear, I've just always kind of included it with our winter books. My daughter is obsessed with these Lift the Flap books, and particularly these Baby Loves books by Karen Katz. She's just so into these right now. We had the fall one and the Thanksgiving one and the Halloween one prior to this, and she was loving those, and she's loving this one now as well. This was a Christmas gift to my son last year, and it's very long and it's very nice. It's sort of like a dictionary, but it's a silly dictionary, so there will be an entry like snowballs, but then it'll talk about how they're delicious to eat as like a midnight snack or something like that. This one's super beat up because it's a paperback, and I find that softcover books don't really hold up too well with young children. But I had to include it in this video because we absolutely love this book. It's the cutest story about a mommy and her baby bears playing in the snow. This is another wintry story, just kind of set at winter time, and we love this. My kids are huge fans of the movie on Netflix, both the Gruffalos Child, and this is also by the same people that did Room on the Broom and Stickman, which are both huge hits in our family. And yeah, it's just a very cute book set in winter. Finally, this huge Grinch flap book. Both my kids love this book. I got this for my son last Christmas, and he absolutely was crazy about it, and now my daughter too. They both love to just like lift all the flaps and see the Grinch. You can kind of lift the flaps to see the Grinch stealing all the Who's presents and decorations and food and everything, and then at the end of the book you lift the flaps to see him putting all the decorations and everything back, and I think it's just something about that. It's just like so incredibly delightful to them. So there you have our seasonal book basket with all our holiday and winter books. I hope this gave you some good ideas if you came here looking for an idea for maybe a gift for a child in your life, or just so you can bring more holiday or seasonal books into their lives. I'm a huge fan, as I said, of just having these books out for my kids. And I hope that you'll give this video a huge thumbs up and definitely consider subscribing to my channel. I'm doing Vlogmas, so that means I'm putting out a new video every single day from now through Christmas, and I have a lot more exciting holiday content I want to share with you. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great night.